So it's been a long time, about 7 years and add a few months, almost 8 years, and that is how long Guts has been on this damn boat. I know this is a glorious day for so many readers of Berserk right now. For me, in general, I love seeing my boy Guts off the boat, but I know there's been many fans of Berserk for a long time that's been following Berserk probably since the first couple of chapters, and have had to deal with hiatus after hiatus to him being on the boat for like 7 to 8 years, and everybody's like, when is he gonna get off this damn boat? I mean, it became a fucking meme. That's just how long he's been on this damn boat. And when you hear stuff like that and see how he finally got off it and he's on the island, it's just a great moment. By far, I feel like this is going to be the iconic hallmark of this year for many manga readers of Berserk, or any fan of manga. If you love Berserk, this is probably going to be the chapter of the year for you. Just seeing Guts get off the boat and on to the next destination. This chapter, gotta say, I'm so glad to see my boy Guts finally back with new chapters, new content, because it's been a fucking long time. It's been so long since I saw Guts and new content. Like, it's been way too long. It's been so fucking long. And if the agony of me waiting this long feels like this to me, I cannot imagine the torture that everybody else feels while waiting for Guts to finally have new content focused around him. Oh my god. Yes, and what's even better is that we're getting a chapter on December 25th. Oh my fucking god. Merry Christmas. Merry fucking Christmas. Yes! I'm gonna say, I think this is one of the best chapters of this year. I've waited too damn long. I've waited about almost a year now, but I know there's many that's waited years. This is my chapter. One of my favorite chapters of this year. Just to see this. Guts is finally on the move. We can finally continue the journey with our characters. The only emotion right now. Okay. Now that that is said and done, let's just say and talk about this upcoming arc we're finally getting into. So, we have made it to the island. The island that has been mentioned, talked about, hyped up for fucking years. 7 to almost 8 years now this island has been hyped up. And even longer than that because of chapters beforehand, before we even got on the boat, was talking about this fucking island. So, the point is that this right here, we are finally at one of the most anticipated arcs of Berserk. This is something we've all wanted to see. Is Casca going to be fine? Okay, so I want to mention real quick that this chapter of Berserk, I was going to say volume for some reason, but this chapter of Berserk reminded me a lot of this volume of Berserk. Volume 15 to be exact. If you remember the story in this volume of Berserk, that was about how a boy went up into, like, the woods and then eventually turned into, like, a creature, like an elf or something. He came back down and his entire village was gone. Well, that's kind of what this story reminds me of, what we found out in this chapter of Berserk, when he found out how time is very different in this island. That this island used to be in the lower layers, and then now since, what happened with Griffith and the World Tree and stuff like that, it caused it to where, everything started pouring out, and everything now is out on the top surface layer. And with this, that this island has always been hidden, but now it's out in the open, so the island inhabitants are trying to defend themselves so where people can't just walk in and just join them and, cause all sorts of horrible shit to happen. And also, with creatures and monsters and stuff like, like the sea god that we saw, of course they would need to have some form of protection because there is mythical creatures out there that will come after the island depending on the circumstances of what happens. So, right now, the fences on the island make a lot of sense. That's the type of world they're in. But also this island, too, with the mystery about it. I mean, I wonder how it's really going to be, and how these inhabitants, these islanders, are going to react to Guts' group. Because for now, you have to where Puck is there, and, you know, he's leading the way. And actually, before I even go any further, I want to talk about Puck real quick, okay? It's been way too fucking long since I've seen Puck as well. Like, Puck, I missed you, boy. I missed you as well. I missed your comedy. Like, the only thing that causes Berserk from not being 100% entirely depressing. Because right there, Puck and his comedy, like, the fourth wall breaking he did in this chapter was just classic. Very classic Puck, when he's, like, talking about a story of how he left the island. He was fighting with, like, a seagull, and eventually he rode on the seagull's back, and he fell off the seagull in mid-sleep, hit a boat, and then there was his journey to the real mainland. So, it's pretty fucked up finding out how this all happened. So, the prologue to Berserk. Our Adventure of a Man, the prologue to Berserk, Puck. He rode on a seagull, fell off onto a boat, and then he met Guts. That's just fucking hilarious. That is fucking hilarious. I just love this entire chapter. I just love this entire chapter. I love the comedy. I love the artwork. I love the, you know, just the characters. And the character development as well. Oh my god, the fucking character development. Let's talk about that. Guts' character development in this. Oh my god, I've expressed this so much in my previous volume reviews. I've expressed it so many times how much Guts has changed and matured over the volumes and over the years, actually, from the tragedy that was the eclipse, like how he didn't want to open up or have anyone around, like, you know, how he treated Puck, and then now seeing how he has, you know, friends around him, like a family following with him. It's a very happy sight, but also when he says in this chapter, like, I couldn't have done it without all of you guys. I'm the only guy that could really take out the bad guys, you know, just cut fucking monsters up, and you're all here to help me out on the other things, like help out Casca, cook food, heal my wounds. And I mean, it's just a very sweet, sweet part of this chapter, just seeing Guts open up like that. It's just a great way to depict his character and how much he has changed. I mean, we already know about these changes, but seeing these changes in new content of how much he has matured, it really just makes me smile. And I really hope that we don't see Kentaro kind of fuck over Guts with some form of other possible tragedy in the future and have it to where one of them might die, because this is Berserk. But for now, though, seeing Guts a little bit happy to where he's like, I'm glad you guys were here for me, I couldn't have done it without you, I think that could put a smile on all of our faces if you're a longtime Berserk fan. So let's talk about the enemy. So, we kind of find out on this island, there's like these stones, these little stones. I forget the exact name of the stones, but I remember where they're from. If you remember in the forest with the tree and stuff where the witch died, and then we also got the Berserker armor for Guts, you have it to where those stones were also used for those golems. And we kind of see exact same similar thing going on in this field. You have it to where like these golem stones, and then you have it to where these scarecrows are coming alive to protect the area, and so that's kind of what's going on right here, right now. For now, though, we don't really know if Guts, if he does destroy this, which he did destroy one, if he destroys all of them, how are the island inhabitants really going to react to him? I mean, are they going to think he's a brute? Are they going to allow him in? I'm very curious about that, and also what role that the little child is going to have as well in it that's been following Guts on the boat. There's a lot of questions I have about that as well. But for now, though, this chapter of Berserk, too damn good. Way too fucking good. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you all feel about this chapter of Berserk? How do you all feel about finally seeing Guts off the boat? How do you finally feel getting to see Isidro and everybody else finally moving around in a new content? Like, new content we have not seen before. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please be safe. Chibi out.